Hello and welcome to episode 1 of the Red and White Show. Joining me to look ahead to this weekend's game against Sutton United in Sky Bet League 2. Rovers manager Gary McSheffrey and Club Doncaster media manager Liam Hoden. Gary, first home game of the season this weekend, always a big one in the calendar.
Yeah, we can't wait to get back here in front of the fans. We had a good taste of it in 2 friendlies, 2 really good performances against Huddersfield and Rotherham, and yeah, we want to mirror that performance really. Sutton, good team coming here. Surprise package of the division really last year, coming out of the National League the year before, and a team we have to take obviously really seriously, and we have to be at our best to get the win on Saturday. But yeah, delighted that it's finally come back round and we're playing in front of our home crowd again.
It was a point on the board last weekend, but given the manner of it and the circumstances, do you feel like you can certainly carry some momentum through from the Bradford result?
Yeah, totally different to anything we faced really during the pre-season. We had a game here against Huddersfield where we were the out possession team and we sat deep and so that gave us a little bit of practice of what that game become last week. But within a couple of minutes we soon realised pre-season was well and truly over. You know, there was 20,000 there, 2,000 brilliant Rovers fans turned up and were very vocal, but the Bradford fans behind the dugout and it was very hostile to say the least. And as the game panned out with the things that happened in the game and the actions and decisions that I had to make during the game, it was really intense. It was no real time to relax, and under the circumstances we're really happy to go there, get a point, because not many will go there and they'll turn a lot of teams over there. How they played Saturday, they were unlucky. Really they probably should have beat us with their possession and their opportunities and their final third entries, but we were robust. We rolled our sleeves up, we dug in and we made a scrap of it, and deserved the clean sheet really with how good our defensive unit was.
Liam, chatting on the way to Bradford last weekend, I don't think any of us could have quite predicted just what was going to happen. You're always wondering, aren't you, who'll get the first goal of the campaign, when will it come, what will the half-time score be, etc, etc. But as I said, nobody could have quite anticipated what was to come.
No, I certainly couldn't have predicted what played out over 90 minutes. I think we were all exhausted at the end of it just watching on, never mind being out on the pitch in Rovers colours. For me, it just demonstrated the progression that's been made in terms of the character of the players, the squad, over these last few months, and certainly since the start of the year. We probably didn't learn an awful lot about how Rovers are going to play this season, week in, week out. But what we do know is the backbone that they've got, what the pressure that they stood up to in the circumstances that Gary alluded to, tremendous. So that's great heart going forward this season.
Gary, you've mentioned throughout pre-season that you've wanted to put the players in situations and maybe uncomfortable ones at that, where you've got to practice how to see games out, you've got to practice being a man down, and you must have been really proud of the way that the players adapted. Of course, you had that half-time break, which is always handy, isn't it, when you've just gone down to 10 men, but you must have been immensely proud in that second half, seeing the way the players reacted.
Yeah, and it was funny you say that, because yeah, we as a staff had a scenario meeting, what could happen during games, what if this happens, what if that happens, what do we do, and then we put that to the players in the form of a questionnaire. They took it home, filled out their opinions on things, and then we brought it together as a collective, had a team meeting on it, and we delivered a presentation of what we'll do in certain scenarios throughout the season. There's probably 15, 16 different things, and Saturday at least 10 of them got ticked off, and it was crazy how some of them come all in one game, and we just felt prepared for it. And like I say, I didn't feel panicky in any moment. Felt quite cool with the decisions that I had to make, and like I say, we trust the players that are out there that they can carry out a game plan and they can also problem solve. Some good pros out there, good experience in the team, and there's some great youngsters willing to learn and willing to run through brick walls for us. So yeah, it was good game management out there from the staff and the players especially.
One of the more experienced heads in the dressing room, Adam Clayton, the skipper. It's time to find out a little bit more about him now as he sat down to answer some quick fire questions.
Adam Clayton, 25. Only joking. Adam Clayton, 33. Manchester, Blakely, North Manchester. Chadderton Juniors. Man City. Paul Scholes. Yeah, Leicester away for Leeds. I think it was Christmas Day, maybe? Oh, Christmas week? Yeah, I'll go for that one. It was like a 35 yards, first time, top corner. It's got to be Cristiano. Again, I think Messi's probably better, but Cristiano's just longevity, is the way he does things, the way he keeps his body in tune and stuff like that. I think he's, just, did you say admirable? Yeah, that's what I'd say. He's the one I admire, what he does the most. David Ball. At the moment, I love Yo Sushi because it's quick and it's not too heavy. Favourite place to eat? Our favourite restaurant is probably Nobu in the Atlantis in Dubai. It's where when I proposed, we went for food. So I'd say that's my favourite restaurant, but just local, probably love Yo Sushi at the moment. If I want to get let in my house again, I'd have to say steak sandwich the missus makes. She makes like a truffle mushroom, caramelised onion steak sandwich. It's unbelievable. Don't know, I never normally think about things like that. Probably not having a dishwasher done if she says she's on her way home. Making kids, 2 and 2. No, I think I could be a comedian, not gonna lie. I think I'm funny. I'm very seasonal, like when the tennis is on, tennis my favourite, Wimbledon, when the golf's on, Augusta, I'm all over the golf. I'm very seasonal. I watch anything when the best version of it is on. So we're watching The Boys, I think it's called. It's like a superhero, quite funny and gory box set at the moment. So we watch 2 of them before we go to bed. Mixture at the minute because I've got Jack in the car. He's only 18, so we're a bit different and similar in our taste of music. But he's introducing me to some new stuff, and I'm introducing him to some old stuff. So it's quite a good mix. But I'd say R&B, poppy, chart stuff. Oh, it was with Hursty. He's gonna go mad. The one with Will Smith and what's the girl called? She dresses in like that. She's got the ponytails and that. Margot Robbie. Will Smith and Margot Robbie. It was really good actually. So Hursty stayed at our house while he was on trial. And he said, I've got this film, so we watched it. Focus, that's it. Because I got told once on holiday that I looked like him, I've used it ever since, and I think I was only 18. So I'll say Channing Tatum. Dubai, family, just me and my girls. Amazing, yeah. Probably something property orientated. Something along them lines. I don't know what, but something probably along them lines. Per body weight, I think I'm quite strong, so I think if I was going to have a superpower, like be strong, they can lift anything. I don't know, probably just honestly football, that's all I did. So I'd probably say football. I got some nets, my dad bought me some nets for Christmas one year, and we used to carry them to the park literally every day and just play footy. Olawoo speed with Hursty's like centre of gravity.
Gary Clate's suggesting there that he's celebrity lookalikes Channing Tatum. What do you make to that? Are you agreeing with that or having none of it?
Depends what film he's talking about. No, more. I don't know. No, I'm not too sure about that one.
He said as well that he's sort of non-footballing skill. He thinks he fancies himself as a bit of a comedian. We've seen that, haven't we, since he's come in? He's certainly a voice around the dressing room. You can't relax around him, otherwise he's straight on you. But that's the type of character you need, isn't it, if in any successful team?
Yeah, he's definitely brought a brighter spark to the dressing room, to the training ground. He always seems to be the one that gets sucked in to do something. AKA, an example is the girls in the canteen, their birthdays, for example, and he's always the naked one delivering the birthday cakes, isn't he? So yeah, he's always up for a bit of banter, and he's brought a good spirit to the place.
Yeah, and he's the leader of the group, so he's showing that nothing is off limits, really, in terms of if he's willing to do stuff like that, the younger lads have got to sort of take on board exactly what he wants from them as well. Yeah,
listen, it's been there myself, and you don't really have the career and play for the clubs he's had if you've not got the character, and it's a profession where it goes hand in hand. You obviously have to have the ability to deal with a football, the mentality to deal with a football, but you need to be a character, and that takes you a long way. And it's like I say, you can tell he's been at good clubs and had a good career because he's got that no fear character where he just whatever he needs to do, he'll get done.
He's mentioned in interviews as well, Liam, that he's taken on board some of the younger players in terms of Roshan Williams is one he mentions quite a lot, and since January it's no coincidence that Roshan looks a more complete defender. He seems more vocal on the pitch, and you go with when Clates first came in, just after Roshan had come back from injury, it seems to have moved along nicely together.
That influence is massive, and he spoke about it as well since becoming captain. Both him and Tommy Rowe as club captain, about bringing those leadership qualities out of other players as well, and the touched upon sort of Roshan, Kyle Noyle as well, and having people like that, as we've touched upon, he is a character, Adam Clayton, but when he switches on, he's 100% switched on, and if you're not, you know about it, you can tell, and you need them sort of players. They command a bit of respect, but they also have got that character about them, to put people at ease as well.
Gary, you've seen Tom come back recently. Tommy Rowe, of course, is club captain along with Clates wearing the armband. You've got a lot of those experienced boys now in the dressing room, haven't you, that you can trust and are responsible enough to carry out the messages that you've been driving home as well. Yeah,
definitely. They take our messages from the staff, and they just want to learn. They're soaking up everything we're chucking at them, and then they're carrying that message, and it's consistent throughout the dressing room, so if they're buying into everything, then no one else cannot really, because they're setting the standards. They know they've got my trust, that I trust them to deliver that, and I think that just lets them feel like the shoulders are back, and it's a real, I'm giving them leadership, that authority to lead the dressing room, and obviously there's my word's final in terms of what we do, but I know we've got good pros that can deliver that, and you're seeing that in performances now from obviously Kyle Noyle at the weekend. You're seeing Roshan's game come on. You're seeing Joseph Olawu. These boys have been, they've been craving good role models in their dressing room, and we feel they've got that now in abundance, and their game's coming on because of that.
Now, throughout the summer, Rovers have been out in the community. The players have been handing out season tickets, having kickabouts with young fans at Cantley Park as well. This week, Kyle Noyle went down to the Doncaster Rovers training centre, and we tagged along with him.
So Carl, you've had a visit today to the Doncaster Rovers summer football camp. How have you found that experience?
Yeah, it's nice. I mean, when I was a kid I used to do the same, so yeah, it's nice coming down here and speaking to the kids and seeing their real love for football.
that's it, innit? At this time of their lives, this is where they develop that love, and it really bites into them.
Yeah, definitely. Like I said, I've been there myself, and like seeing players come down and speaking to them, and it'll be inspiring for them. And it's that real love for football. Like I said.
There's some tough questions for you as well. How did you find
a few tough ones, a few Messi, Ronaldo, Aguero, Rooney. So it's good to answer the questions and just give them an insight into myself.
It's stuff like this is important as well for the club in terms of reaching out to the young fans and getting them in through the door.
Yeah, no, definitely. That's what it's all about, and it's just inspiring the next generation and doing so.
It's been an interesting pre-season for you. Obviously, you had the injury that you've had corrected with the surgery, but back and ready for the first game of the season. How pleased were you to be out there on that opening day?
Yeah, no, I was very happy to be out there. I mean, I wasn't sure leading up to it if I'd be involved, but circumstances happened, and unfortunately we lost Ollie during the week, but I'm hoping that he can get back as soon as possible and be ready to contribute. But with regards to myself, I just had to prepare myself right, get ready, and make sure that I'm switched on for the first game of the season.
There were no easing you into it. It was certainly an intense game, wasn't it?
No, it was. It had a bit of everything really. There was a lot going on, but I felt the team dealt with it well. Just the team staff, everyone involved coped well and got what we could out of it.
There's been a lot of talk about leaders within the camp, but that seemed to be an occasion where everybody kind of stepped up as a leader and, left it all out there. Yeah,
definitely. I mean, the group's got a lot of different characters and individuals. We've got young players, we've got loads of experienced players, so it's just about everyone chipping in to contribute to the team and getting the best out of each other.
How are you feeling then now after having that 90 minutes under your belt?
I'm feeling good, to be fair. Saturday after the game I felt good until I went out and got a bit of cramp. Just expected really. I've not played 90 since the end of April, so it's been quite a while, but now I'm feeling fit, ready for the game on Saturday, and got a few Saturday Tuesdays coming up, so looking forward to it.
Looking forward to being out at the Eco Power for the first time this season?
Yeah, definitely. I know it was difficult last season, but I did really enjoy playing there. It's a great pitch, great stadium, and the fans will definitely make it a great atmosphere.
They certainly did that at Bradford at the weekend, hoping for a similar level of support this weekend.
Yeah, definitely. The support at Bradford was amazing, and just hopefully that continues with throughout the season.
Gary, building those bridges in the community has been a massive part of the summer, hasn't it? As I touched on there, the season ticket deliveries, Noiley heading down to the training centre. We had all the young Rovers fans down at Cantley as well, and building that connection which was there to see for everyone at Bradford on Saturday.
Yeah, we're big on that. Obviously, I was throughout my career as a Coventry lad, playing for Coventry for so many years, it was massive going into the community, going into schools, going into the camps, the summer camps, and it's what we want to do. We want to connect with the fans. We want them to really feel the appreciation that we have for them. And the season ticket deliveries went down a storm. They were brilliant. Did a couple of nights myself, and the appreciation seen in the fans' faces from that was superb. And the little kids when the lads turn up to their soccer camps, etc. It's great to see. My boys were on the soccer camp, and they did mention it, that one of our players was there, so it was really good.
Now Saturday saw Gary hand out 8 Rovers debuts on the opening day of the campaign. One of those, Scottish defender James Maxwell, has been giving us a bit of an insight as to how it went for him. James, a few days on now from your league debut in England. How did you find that?
Probably tougher than what I expected. Obviously going down to 10 men and defending a lot. Probably didn't show my qualities in terms of, I like to get forward and stuff, but it showed a different side to my game. In terms of being able to defend and the full back four, in which were brilliant in terms of kind of batting down the hatches and accepting where we were in the game.
There was a lot of what Bradford were trying to do, get balls in the box early, so you certainly had a lot of crosses to defend, didn't you?
I think that was part of their game plan, was to their striker was peeling onto me quite a bit, which is, I've seen it before, but it's different with how physical he was. But no, I think we got to grips with it after probably the first 15-20. We didn't give up a lot of opportunities after that. But it was definitely a learning experience for me.
To have that sort of atmosphere as well, 19,000 plus there on Saturday, Yorkshire derby, on your debut, you couldn't have asked for much more in terms of an occasion.
No, I think it's all down from here in terms of that experience. Walking out was surreal. Just quite sad. But No, walking out in front of 19,000 was just surreal. I've played in a few derbies up in Scotland, but nothing really came close to that experience. So to both sets of fans was really good.
Given the way the game went as well, the fact that you had a lot of defending to do, it showed how close the group are, didn't it? There were times where you really had to dig in, fight for each other, and that's exactly what you did. Yeah,
especially as that kind of unit. We've kind of been drawing in, I've only been here 10 days or whatever, but we've drilled into it, no goals. It's easy to say, but we showed it how close we were, especially as a back four. Throwing everything. Joe and Ro in the middle were brilliant. Always played their part, and it was. We need to carry that on in the season.
When the final whistle went, you could see the sort of joy between the fans and the players. It was a job done, wasn't it? You want to win every game, but given the circumstances, it felt like sort of a moral victory as well.
Yeah, we don't want to become a team that celebrates draws or whatever, because we come here to win every game. That needs to be our sort of ambition. But when you add in what happened in the game and the kind of atmosphere that was created, it was a good point, and it was more relief in celebrating how hard we worked, and we got a reward for it.
Your dad was there to watch you as well. Did you enjoy sort of dissecting the game with him afterwards?
Yeah, I think he really enjoyed it, considering some of the experiences we had last year. It weren't as good as that in terms of fan experience. So I was delighted with it. I didn't get to speak to him after the game in person, but no, it was good.
A full week of training now, ready for your home debut this weekend against Sutton, and I suppose the key this weekend is trying to get the first win on the board.
Yeah, definitely. I think it will probably be a different kind of game for me as well as the team, in terms of hopefully having more of the ball in the middle and final third. So yeah, it's a different challenge for us this week. So we've started prepping today for it, and we're confident going into it.
Is that the biggest factor, that Saturday is an even better result if you go and back it up with 3 points against Sutton?
100%. That point only looks so good if we go and get 3 on Saturday. If anything else in it, and it kind of looks odd. So yeah, we definitely need 3 on Saturday.
The key to being successful is getting good performances and good results at home, isn't it? You've got to try and make the Eco Power a fortress if you can.
Definitely, that's we spoke about making it a fortress, and we need to win a lot of games at home if we want to achieve what we're looking to do this season.
Do you and the rest of the group feel like you're really in the groove now? Of course, pre-seasons, it goes on for so long, doesn't it? Now that first league game's out of the way, you're into the rhythm of Saturday and then Tuesday next week.
Yeah, definitely. I think pre-season's been parked. I think we talked about how good the boys had been in pre-season, but it doesn't count for anything now. We've had one good game under our belt. We're looking for a different kind of rhythm on Saturday and a different kind of performance. So we'll see after Saturday how we are.
Gary James, one of a solid back five, you'd say, at Bradford, that almost turned into a back 7 or 8 by injury time at the end of the second half. What did you make to him in particular on debut, and Noyley on the right hand side as well?
Yeah, it was his first. Obviously, it was his debut in English football. I thought his first few minutes was a little bit nervous. Couple of giveaways of possession, and the big Verdane Oliver seemed to peel on him a little bit for diagonals and target him. But then 10 minutes in, I think the whole back four got to grips with Verdane Oliver, and after that his performance was spot on. He was defending well, he was intercepting, he was blocking crosses, driving us up the pitch in possession and winning his headers. And then the last 5 minutes he steps into midfield as well when we brought Adam Long on and we had 4 centre backs in a back 5. So I thought it was a superb debut for him. One he can be really happy with.
Moving on to this weekend, Liam, Sutton United, a team just a point outside the playoff places last season. They got a draw on the opening day against Newport, and by all accounts, what you hear of them, they're a big physical team, and it's going to be another different challenge for Rovers.
Yeah, definitely. Another one where the defence is going to be under some pressure, you would imagine, in similar sort of ways, a bit of directness from them, but they can't be underestimated. I'm sure a lot of Rovers fans will be coming this weekend expecting a victory, but you've got to consider what Sutton managed to produce last season and how tough that's going to be. They were very unlucky in that final in the Papa John's against Rotherham not to come away with that trophy, so it's going to be a tough one. But I think the positivity that were built last weekend among the Rovers fans travelling bring part of that back here and plenty more in here as well. That should be a good occasion for Rovers.
Gary, you'll be missing Lee Tomlin through suspension. I know the hope is to get Tommy Rowe back if you can. That'd be a massive boost, wouldn't it, on the first home game of the season?
Yeah, it would be good. We've obviously just got to give Rory till as long as he needs. Did a bit of training. Did a bit of training today. So hopefully he's all right, and he's a player that can handle the expectancy level that we've got here now. And as Liam said, we have to respect them, but we also have to enjoy the expectancy level that we're going to have in this stadium this season, and feel I've got the players that can handle that.
I said, similar to James in the chat with him as well, that if you were to get the win on Saturday, it makes the point at Bradford even better, doesn't it, that you've managed to back it up as well?
Of course it does, yeah. Of course it does. Everybody's seen the performance last week, and it was the ugly side of football, and no apologies for that. We've dug in and we've grinded out a point at a really difficult stadium under difficult circumstances. Now we've got to impose some of our qualities, our in-possession play, and the threats we have in final third. So it's big expectancy levels, but we've got to enjoy that pressure. We really have, and I'll be delivering that message to the players.
Liam, with the bounce of the 2,000 fans at Bradford last weekend, season ticket sales are very good, very high as well. The fans coming in their numbers, hopefully it'd be great, wouldn't it, to get that first win on the board?
Certainly would. Hopefully nice weather. It didn't feel so much like the opening game of the season last weekend, with the rain at Bradford. So sunny afternoon here, plenty of people in the stands, and 3 points for Rovers.
Gary, I won't put you under the pressure of giving us a score prediction, but Liam, how do you see it going?
I don't know why, but I know I usually go 2-1, but I fancy 3-1 in this one.
It's all time for on the first episode of the Red and White Show. Gary, Liam, thank you for your time. Thank you at home for watching on as well. Get down to the Eco Power this weekend, the first home game of the 2022-23 campaign against Sutton United.